day, the footballing world. You're welcome to the Cworth Football Show. I'm your host, Mr. Vaughn, and I have here with me
Song. Yeah.
All right. So today we'll be talking about the football season, the EPL, the new players in the league, the tough commencing fixtures of the league. So stay tuned. We'll be right back. And also here with us, we have Mr. Ugo, is all the way from Lagos. Mr. Ugo, are you with us?
Yes, I'm with you. My name is Ugochukwu, and I'm a Chelsea fan. And like we know, this is the season for Chelsea. Every other club can, yeah, every other club can compete for second and third, but Chelsea is first. We all know.
Okay. So, let's kickstart with the major events that took place during the weekend on Sunday. Manchester United versus Arsenal. Expectations were high. However, let me hear from a neutral person before the Arsenal fans get down to it. Mr. Ugo, what are your insights of the game?
Both sides, they played very well. Their new signing performed as expected, but I won't lie, the result was, I will not say it was a surprise to me because I always knew Arsenal was the better team. Though Man U really played well, but due to subsequent seasons, from last season and season before, we've known Arsenal is a better team than Man U. So Man U still has a lot of building to do. So the result was not surprising, but at least they proved that, okay, they are in the game. At least they didn't concede much goals, just one goal. So it's something good about the match. That's my take on it. But it was a good game, nevertheless.
Let's hear from the Man U fan himself.
Well, yes, like Ugo has said, it was a good game. I love the fact that the Man U team, they showed what they are meant to be made of, because in the league over the years, Man U is one team that come rain, come shine, they will always put up a performance. You look at from the time of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, even when a lot of people write off Man U, you see, we are always getting the results against Man City. Arsenal has always been our wives, we are always getting the better of them. For me, Arsenal game, we still go back to the last season, the feedback from the Referees Association, the FA, and other teams, the dark arts, the corner kick show. I call it a tirade because, come on, the FA has got to do a lot in stemming stuff. Like, all the same, it was a good game. 3 points is the most important thing, and kudos to them. Yes, there's always a return leg, and there's still 37 matches to play. So, great game, yeah.
I'll try as much as possible to be neutral today. I'm an Arsenal fan though, but I'll be neutral. So, let's take a look at the new signings. Let's start with Victor Gyökeres. What do you think about him?
To me, it's a good one for us now. It's a good sign, but we have to prove himself.
Okay.
Again, Odegaard, I think Odegaard have to improve on himself. He has to improve, and I think Ateta too. He has a lot to do. He has a lot to do.
All right. In terms of tactics, in terms of starting lineups, or in terms of what exactly?
I think our attack, like the likes of, to me, Odegaard is the main. If Odegaard is in the game, if it's in the game or any time we are playing, because when we look at Odegaard, he couldn't perform very well, and the way he ended last week, that's how it's continued. We are looking at it.
I can say for Odegaard, he has always been a great performer for Arsenal. He's been an inspirational captain. You know, the team has taken a new shape in the past few seasons. You see, so he's constantly having to bring the team together. So for Odegaard, even if he didn't perform up to standard, there's a whole lot in the season to do, and definitely performances will vary, as you know. But then the consistency of above the bar and maybe more excellent performances expected from him. And honestly, I think this Arsenal team will really do a lot of great stuff this season. Yeah.
Talking about new signings, Manchester United themselves, they brought in Matheus Cunha and Brian Wembley. How effective do you think they were in that game against Arsenal?
If you look at the shots, the total number of shots Arsenal had in the game was 9. That was the total same number that Cunha and Mbeumo had combined. So it tells you how effective two players can actually be. You know, the two players in the Man U squad can be in any match. My own feedback for these two signings, perfect. The ball carrying ability of Cunha. You know, he can take the ball from halfway through the midfield. He did it consistently in Wolves all through last season, and he's doing it again. He did it again in the preseason. He's doing it again in the Premier League. That's the pointer for the top player. But he has always carried Brentford. You see, so he comes into a Man U squad that really needs a high pressing winger like that, and with support from Amad Diallo, he can do. Be very effective on the inverted right side of the Man U attack.
I see. Mr. Ago, do you have any contrary view to that?
For me, I would say it's still early in the season to determine the performances of the new signings. I feel maybe we should give them more time. You know, it's not really easy to fit in to a new club, a new game play, a new style of football, new environment, new teammates. So I feel we should just give them time to fit in, because all the signings, they are fantastic, from Victor to Brian, all of them, both the signings on the Arsenal side, on Man U side, everyone is fantastic. They played very well for their former club. So I feel with the kind of team both team have, because I won't say they are lacking in any department. A team like Man U, I won't say they are lacking in any department. Arsenal, they are not lacking in any department. If I say, I mean the midfield, the wingers, they have good talents that can show up when they are expected to show up. So I just feel with time, the signings will perform better, and hopefully they will have to perform their money's worth, because they were very expensive. They were not just cheap signings, heavy signings, I'm telling you. But I just think we should give them time to adjust to the new pattern, especially someone like Victor that came in from a different league to the Premier League. You know, the Premier League is a different ball game from what he was playing at his former club, I think, in Portugal. So I think we should just give time for them to adjust, and with time we will know who is the flop and who is serious to play. Yeah, thank you.
Ugo, I really think about Arsenal. Arsenal needs to be a bit concerned about Victor. Gyökeres, because he's played at Coventry,
Yeah.
and he wasn't that efficient as he was in Sporting Lisbon. The Premiership is a different ballgame, you see, and a lot of strikers have come to the Premiership and has not really been up to the standards. And for me, as a coach, I would say Gyökeres has to really put his feet down and put in a lot of effort to blend into this Arsenal team. It's a great team, as a matter of fact. You've got to be coming from Luis Sociedad, and this guy has been a consistent campaigner for Luis Sociedad that keeps them at the top of the table. A midfielder is made up of Odegaard, Declan Rice, and Zubimendi should actually compete, should compete effectively in the league. So for me, the onus is on Gyökeres to really prove his mettle, because Sesko is still a young guy. He just had RB Leipzig experience. I think Man U is not the team that really waits for the striker to really perform, because if you see ROA's kind of game, he works mostly with his back strikers, the left and the right side. So for at the end of the season, I feel the number of goals that Gyökeres should be able to score should be at least 20. He should be a 20-goal season striker. That's the hallmark for most great strikers in the Premiership, and that's it for us now.
Over the years, goal scoring has been one of the main demands of top strikers from Arsenal. Creativity hasn't been an issue. Right wing, left wing, through the central line, creativity has not been an issue. Over the time Arteta came in, strengthened the core of the club. The defense is top notch. The midfield strong. So right now that Gyökeres has come in, I believe he's going to get a lot of chances. He's going to be fed Saka, Odegaard. Arsenal left wing, Martinelli, he's been shaky. He's not been consistent. He lost his form. Far from the 2022-2023 season, where he had the good support from Xhaka and Zinchenko. However, right now he's struggling. I believe he will pick form, because also he had a lot of support from Gabriel Jesus, switching from the top line to the left wing. So I believe Gyökeres is another player who can also do the same thing. So Martinelli will pick form. Gyökeres, I'm certain, is going to get lots of goals. But not digressing too far on Arsenal, still going back to Manchester United. Their front line now is a total new front three: Konya, Sesko, and Mbeumo. But their back line, I'm still not convinced. Ugo, you have something to say?
I was going to say something about that when we are talking about the goal. When we talk about the goal, their back line, Manchester United need to work on their back line. It's not really the best they can come up with. I feel they can do better than what they have now. And
Fact that Mazraoui and Martinez were out of the game. I believe those two players would have also made a positive impact on the defense line.
Having an 18-year-old like 18 or 19, the Euro, and Shaw, who's left back, play the central, and then you don't get to concede in normal game time apart from a free corner kick.
He goes to the free corner kick.
Yeah, because honestly, to the English FA, something has got to be done about the corner kick routine. The keepers need to be protected more. Because I don't see any reason why Saliba should be on the keeper.
Well, there was no evidence.
No. You see, when you're trying to lift, I play football actively, but the moment you're trying to lift and somebody is putting weight on you, definitely it's going to impact your ability to stretch. In fact, I feel there should even be a line in the goalkeeper's line during corner kick where they say, okay, this area, this just like the way you see. So the most important thing there about the Man U defense is this: a team is not necessarily a team that wants to score goals. Do not really focus on how if they have the best defense, the best defenders. The team defending actually starts from the attack. And you look at the build up to the goal, it happened in the match against Everton in the preseason. Fernandes loses the ball, and next thing it leads to a goal. So the onus is on the midfield, the attack. There are key areas in a football match where you don't need to concede possession because it can automatically lead to a goal. So defending is not a set of 3 or 4 players duty. It's a comprehensive duty of the entire team to defend. So I feel if you have Martinez, if you have Delicht, if you have Leniro in the defense in any team in the Premiership, you should be able to go for the title. Yes.
Let's see how the next game goes. Fulham, yes.
Fulham has been. I would like to say a new table club for some time now. So, but they look compact for a new table club. Yeah. There's not really been a whole lot of movement in the team. But if it's still the same thing from last season, I think they can still put up a good fight. You know, and the result shows that having all the players they have and all that. Really put in the effort. See.
In other games, we have Liverpool, which also took on Bournemouth, and it was really a tough game. It was a tough one. They had a fierce battle with Bournemouth. Went 2-0 up, and then Bournemouth came back to the game, and then Liverpool showed why they are champions. They showed why they are champions. But what are your views on the new man of Liverpool, Hugo Ekitike, the number 9 striker for Liverpool?
Well, about Hugo, should we focus on Hugo or the fact that it seems as if Liverpool is just same stream scoring team this season? Irrespective of the players that have come and gone, they are always doing exceptionally well. And how they're able to
Liverpool actually didn't start off good in that game. They didn't start off good. Yeah, the goals came, but cohesion wasn't there yet. I can, accept the fact that Florian Wirtz just came into the team. He will need time to stabilize. He was playing the attacking midfield role. They also missed out on Gravenberch, who is wasn't available for the game. However, Ekitike was here and there. He was good.
Like I was saying, the midfield 3 and the fact that you have attackers who are constantly rotating across the front line, it's going to put a lot of things in disarray because you just can't mark out everybody in a match. You see, so that fluidity allows Liverpool to score a lot of goals, because the Premiership, they are always very compact in the defense. If you look at the time when a lot of strikers have moved from other leagues to the Premiership, 1, 2, 3, 5 matches, they get found out. You understand? And at the end of the day, it's easy to. The only very few strikers who have been able to beat Premiership defenders have always been exceptional. The Thierry Henry, the Van Nistelrooy, the Cristiano Ronaldo. Really had to transform himself into a rotating striker. He moves across the front line and he gets the goal. So I tell you, this Liverpool team is going to be hard to beat. I see them having some challenges with the fact that they don't have a squad in depth. You see the parts where the coach had to take off the right back, Jeremy Frimpong, and who doesn't bring it to the right back, the Japanese guy, Endo. So it shows you that, in fact, maybe they need a couple of more signings, on a few other wings, to supplement what they have. Maybe one or two before the window closes. Going into the goal for the second goal for Liverpool, I think it's a question of the fact that Liverpool can be beaten on fast breaks. Yes, the two goals were identical. So the part where it shows that the Liverpool's defense can be very porous when they are so committed into attacking. And I think that's why they've gone to try to straighten up the defense. I think they got a new centre back just a few days ago. Now, the sad part about the match was the racism chants against Semenyo. We've got to kick out racism from the game. Being black, doesn't make people less. It really shows the ingenuity in creation that you could have somebody who's Latino, you could have somebody who's black, and have the white, Caucasian, and all of it. But Premiership shouldn't be known for the racism just like it is in Italy. It's really a sad scenario, and honestly the FA has to protect the black players a whole lot more out there, because you check many of the clubs, they are getting their key players from the black community. You see, so why still be racism? This is 21st century already. What's happening in the world? Well, on the Aston Villa game over the weekend, what we had was an Aston Villa team that really showed why they were Champions League contenders last season, going down to a red card and still, staying on, keeping the scoreline at 0-0 at the end of the game. It shows that this is a team. The coach, Unai Emery, has done a wonderful job, and even with the outgoing of John Duran, and I think this guy also has moved to Newcastle, Jacob Ramsey. Yes, so it shows that the squad is really a tight one, and in fact by the time Kamara and the rest of the midfielders are all in there, believe it, in fact maybe they sign one more striker before the window closes, I think, because they are a little bit short staffed on that striker position. The defense looks good. Of course, the midfield is well packed with good talents. The Donker is still there. There's Kamara, there's Magin, there's the other guy, Onana. Yes. So all of these are good midfielders that really put in the sheet on a good day.
But so, I believe Aston Villa is still lacking in terms of attacking prowess. They practically just have Watkins and Mali. Definitely Watkins is their first choice. But however, if he happens to get injured, it's going to be a problem for Aston Villa. Manning, he's been on and off towards the tail end of last season. However, this season is not. I don't think he's going to get that consistency, because of course, Oli Watkins is the top striker for Aston Villa. So I don't really think Marlon will get that run of games. Depends on how Emery decides to handle his lineup this season.
You take a look at the squad, the strikers they've got in there. There's the Manning, there's Oli Watkins. From the side, it's only two strikers they've got, because Lewis Dublin is still inexperienced, Samuel Ealing is inexperienced, just coming in after a short stint in Juventus. If Leon Bailey can stay fit, can be a good addition. But in the midfield, they've got wonderful players. That's why I know they were able to keep Newcastle at bay. The Amadou Onana is a box-to-box midfielder. The Donker is a defensive midfielder. Barkley is a good attacking midfielder. Buendia is still there, maybe frozen out, but he can put in a shift on a good day. Tillemans is there, he's doing a wonderful work. Kamara, how many of the teams have a good defensive midfielder like Kamara? So I tell you, for Aston Villa, they really need to get some good strikers into the team. Then for Newcastle, this season, Elanga has come in. The Isak scenario is still on. I think he's got his sights on Liverpool. So maybe they should allow him go. Newcastle is big enough to be able to get a good striker, another one to fill in the void. And believe it or not, even if most of the goals that came from Newcastle last season had Isak directly or indirectly involved in it, they are a compact team. A team that can have Tonali, Guimaraes, Joelinton. These guys are workhorse. Like they can run through the midfield. They are constantly giving all their best for the full 90 minutes. And in fact, Smiley is coming up. You know, a young lad. He's really had the last season to really groom himself. So in fact, for the two teams, from what I see, they need to sort out their striking positions, you know, into identical scenarios.
Well, I also think Aston Villa should be making a move for the Brentford striker, Johan Wissa. Is also pushing for his move to Newcastle United. I feel Aston Villa should also be in that mix, try to get him in.
Even the recent update shows that
is
going to AS
Roma.
It shows a lot that Aston Villa need to really work on their front line.
But do you really think Newcastle should let go of Alexander Isak, considering there is no strong striker that can elevate their game?
Well, I think if the player wants to go, you should let him go, because trying to force a player to, since Isak wants to go to Liverpool, I think they should just allow him go and pursue something new. Maybe he wants a new challenge or something else. And there's this elephant in the room. We know he has more chances of winning a trophy at Liverpool than in Newcastle. And one of the he has more chances of winning a trophy at Liverpool than at Newcastle. And one of the joys of playing football, especially a player as good as Isak, a striker as good as Isak, is winning trophies. So you can be good, you can be the best, but without any trophy in your cabinet, you are just an average player.
Is it really about the trophy or about his wages?
Well, I feel for a player like Isak, I feel he wants more.
Now let's see something. We go back to when Man City was rebuilding. You know, you've got to have players who are top quality who want to see you through the rebuilding process. Ronaldo is doing this for Al Nassr. You know, he's been there. His influence has brought in other players to the Saudi League General, not to just his club. You know, Isak can really be of that importance to Newcastle. He could be a good bargaining chip that can even, affect the overall psyche of the team. That okay, we've got the top performer, in the team, and we can actually work together to maybe get more trophy, challenge for the title. You just never know. It's funny how Newcastle won the trophy. At that season
without non-players,
with people who eventually moved. But he needs to know the Newcastle team is financially sound. They've got the Saudi money in there. So what he needs to do is to, in fact, become a cult hero. He needs to be a legend in Newcastle. You've got one trophy one season. It's not just going to happen overnight, you see. So it's on the Newcastle management to be able to fashion out a way to make the players stay. Sometimes you need to bring in more other stars. It's going to make you can make the players stay, because you're looking at yourself. You're seeing Isak. You are Isak and you're doing great. And who are the other stars in the team? Probably it's just Guimaraes.
And let us be reminded that
it's a factor. But if you're getting someone in like, let's say, the way Man U has got Cunha in, if you're going to give me a Cunha Lander, who are you going to take?
Definitely Cunha.
So that says it all. You've got to bring in players with similar status to at least, if for anything, inspire the player, the Isak in question, to want to be of greater effect to the team. Because one tree cannot make a forest.
Yeah.
But you've got to bring in other players that can make great impacts to the overall game.
And then also considering the fact that Callum Wilson left Newcastle United at the end of last season. It's sad that at this stage, Alexander Isak is demanding to leave. It's very sad. Right now, Osula is he needs time. He needs time. So Yohan Wissa, yeah, he's good in the league. Yeah, he's someone who knows how to convert loose balls, make use of good spaces. But at the level Newcastle wants to be, I don't think Yohan Wissa is a striker for them. So if you're getting in Yohan Wissa, I would also, expect that Newcastle do everything within their power to retain and keep Alexander Isak. It's very important for them this season. Very, very important.
But the truth is, the player wants to go. It's not up to them. It's up to the player now. Because I don't think it's money. The problem is not money. The problem with Isak is not money.
Initially, we heard his wages. He's demanding for the wages that tallies with top strikers in England. That was the initial reason that we had. Because right now, I don't think Alexander Isak earns up to £200,000 per week. I don't think he earns that. He doesn't. So he has taken Newcastle to greater heights. He deserves it. So even if Newcastle wants him to stay, they could offer him 250. How much does Havertz earn in Arsenal? Havertz earns over 200. Exactly. So Alexander Isak and Kai Havertz, Isak has proven himself beyond doubt.
You need to.
Exactly. So why would Isak not be earning over 200?
If you want to be a top club, you've got to raise your wages.
You just have to raise your wages.
Man City, and that's why the Man City scenario is it's a great one, because you see when they've got to bring in Rodrigo, they've got to bring in Craig Bellamy, and so many other players. They raised their wages.
You just have to.
If you see what they've been doing in the recent years, they are not stabilizing it. They're looking carefully into the contracts they are signing, the wages they are willing to pay. So if Newcastle has to go from here to there, they need to have a wage structure that reflects what the top teams do when they are going through a rebuilding process. So all of these are factors that come into place. I think whoever is in charge of negotiating the contracts for Newcastle, we need to sit down with this.
They need to.
Hey man, you've got to be here. You've got to give us one more season. You've got to give us 2 more seasons. Maybe one more season, they bring in more stars, and Newcastle can just become a big club. And this season, they still have a chance to go for the Champions League contention. Are they going to do that without a proven striker? It's just not going to be possible. You see, so they've got to keep Isak in the team to really challenge for honors.
Yeah. Mr. Ugo, we haven't talked about Chelsea and Crystal Palace. Let's hear from you. What are your thoughts?
Well, it was a nice one, and it ended in a goalless draw. And let's not forget, Crystal Palace just beat Liverpool for the Community Shield. So you can say they are on form.
Is that a consolation?
Is that your consolation?
Because the way Chelsea has been hyped all through the Club World Championship, it feels as if they are going to bring all their guns blazing.
I was surprised.
Because I'm looking at the Chelsea team, there's a whole lot of inexperienced players in the Chelsea team. They are just youngies who are having just one season one breakout season. So you may have a team packed full of youngsters, but how effective can that experience come in? I'm going to give you this the free advice. You look at your front line. Joe Pedro, yes, he's that good. The other guy, Jackson, is total to leave. But look at the wing, Gittens. Who's that guy for crying out loud? He's good. He's just played in Borussia Dortmund, but this is the Premiership. Okay. In fact, I don't see Chelsea contesting for the title. They just got Caicedo and Enzo Fernandez in the midfield. Which other midfield? If anything happens to these two guys, who's going to really come in and play the game? Levi Colby got injured, and I heard the coach talk about Badashile that that he's not that effective like Levi Colby. You see, so the Chelsea team you are seeing today, yes, they look good on paper. They've got a lot of exciting youngsters, but believe me, the Premiership is a different ball game. They might just get blown away by the intensity of the league when it really goes into full swing. Yeah.
Cole Palmer didn't turn up for Chelsea. What are your views?
I feel the new owners of Chelsea, they are trying to build something like a dream team. They want to build a dream team. So young players, fantastic players, but like you said, they don't have experience. But I think what we need at Chelsea now is just one or two experienced players. But we have James. We have the like of James. We have just James now.
I was expecting you to call Malo Gusto.
The rest, I can't say Enzo because Enzo is still new to the Premier League. So just James. Well, I feel the players Chelsea have a lot of potentials, like a whole lot of potentials, and they are serious-minded players willing to do what they have to do to win the game. But we have fantastic midfield. Our midfielders are great. Caicedo, Enzo, Palmer, fantastic guys. And now we have a new striker. We're still looking at him. Let's see if he will do better than Jackson.
Jackson. I don't know. I would say his conversion rate was a bit poor. João Pedro has a better conversion rate. Delap also has a better conversion rate. But I mean, let's give Chelsea some time. Because I believe they also need to build cohesion. They need to build cohesion. They can't always rely on Cole Palmer. I mean, if Cole Palmer is not blazing, Chelsea practically has nothing to offer. So let us give Chelsea a bit of time. Let's see how João Pedro, Neto, and Cole Palmer, let's see how they come together and make that difference. Gittins, definitely, I don't really know what's up with Nkunku. And what is the story with Sancho? Has he finally left Chelsea?
Yeah, Sancho is back at Man U. He just declined an offer to go to AS Roma. So it's still a bit of an impasse with his transfer. Now let's look at this Chelsea team critically. We've got Pedro Neto, good player. Pedro, wonderful player. Leandria, proven goal scorers. Nkunku, still unsure of what's his role to play this season. Jackson is expected to leave. Gittens last season at Borussia Dortmund, he's got 12 goals. He's got just 3 assists. And this is the Premiership. He's not going to be the top striker. So if he's not having the assist at Borussia Dortmund, what is he going to do in Chelsea? Because he's expected to feed Rory Delap and João Pedro. So these are the statistics that should influence the coaches on which player to buy, because I think what Chelsea have really made, maybe have changed their policy, their operational process, but it feels more like they're harvesting young players, keep them 1-2 seasons or send them on a lot of loan, make a decent profit, 5-10 million from their sale.
They make good sale.
So it's more of good sale. That's how it feels like, you know.
Okay, you want to say something?
Chelsea's midfield, we have feeders. You have people that can get the ball to the striker. Enzo is a fantastic passer. Caicedo can pass also. He just, all we needed was someone that was converting those passes to goals. And once we have that, I feel Chelsea is complete.
You have João Pedro now. You have João Pedro. He's a good converter.
I say it's our season because the team is like, yes, it's though youngsters, but they have zeal. When you see Chelsea players play, even if they are winning or they are losing, they still play at the same like pace and the same morale. Their morale don't die easily. That's how you know a good team. Whether they are losing or winning, they are still at it. Always fighting for possession, always pressing forward, always trying to create chances. But I know with our new striker Pedro, fantastic season. That's what I can say. We have a fantastic season ahead. We very fantastic. We just hope he doesn't get injured. That's just under fear. He doesn't get, because we don't have another replacement on the bench.
It's all right. I'm looking at the newly promoted sides. Burnley, Leeds, and Sunderland. We had shockers, serious shockers this weekend. Sunderland defeated West Ham United by 3 goals, and then Leeds also got 3 points from Everton. Burnley, well, they did their best, but Spurs were too strong for them to handle. So, Ugo, let's hear from you. What's your take on Sunderland?
And you know, there's this ginger when you come out of relegation. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's the ginger. You understand? You want to prove that yes, I belong here and not in the other side. So let's just see what they will do. Nice one for them. Starting the season with 3 points. Let's see what they will do from there. But all I'm saying is it's just the ginger from the relegation that is really motivating them for now. Let's see what they do against the bigger teams. Then we know if they're ready or if they fit into the league, or it's just initial gra from them.
You were saying something about Sunderland.
Okay, about Sunderland, let's look at the players they've got. They've just brought in Madava from Atletico, experienced fullback who can play, very experienced, that can also play as a centre back. They've got Omar Aderatin from Getafe. This Getafe is one of the teams in Spanish league that is very hard to beat. Very difficult team. So all of these players, there is also Otto Masuaku, experienced left back who played for West Ham, and if you look at the midfield, your Granit Xhaka is there. There's a few other players that could bring in a whole lot of. Now, where it gets interesting is in the attack. They've got McGill from Chelsea. They've got what's his name, Simon Adingra, from Brighton. So, in fact, of all the teams that came in, the 3 teams that came in from the Championship, Sunderland looks good on paper with a few additions they've made. Leeds, I think Leeds looks better because they've got just the previous season, and a host of those players that play, they are still there. So it really they've come in with same experience they've had just 2 seasons ago. So they should be able to keep the team up at the end of the season. But I still feel Burnley definitely may go down at the end of the season. But Leeds and Sunderland, I can look forward to a good season for them.
What do you think about Kudus? his move to Spurs?
It tells so much about the team. If they can't play without Kudus, it tells so much about the team, honestly, because you've got a team that's got creative players like Paqueta, like Ward-Prowse, there's still Jared Bowen, and they've brought in Callum Nixon, who's a proven goal scorer. The defense is still basically the same. So why should they be considering 3 goals? Really, that's the big question, you know. So in fact, the Western team needs to really check what goes on in training.
Ugo, let's hear your thoughts on Mohamed Kudus. What do you think is his impact on the Spurs game? He had 2 assists for Spurs against Burnley. What are your thoughts on that?
Mohamed Kudus is a very fantastic player. I love his gameplay, his football sense, and everything about him. So when a player like that leaves a club, there has to be a void to fill, because he's not just an average player, he's a fantastic player. So I'm not surprised he's performing well in his new club. It's something you expect from someone like Mohamed Kudus, because he has always been fantastic, he has always been hardworking. So yeah, I am proud that he's doing well at his new club, and I wish him well. But I think West Ham need to get a replacement for him, someone that can fill the void and perform as much as he can. But the market is still open, so we are looking at them. Maybe they might throw in a new signing before the end of the transfer window. Who knows? But as for Kudus, fantastic player, any day, anytime.
In fact, like you said, when one player leaves, or somebody of Kudus caliber, we need to actually replace. You get, but and it affects their creativity a lot, because you look at the entire midfield. Shusek is the more of a defensive midfielder. That kind of supporting Fellaini kind of midfielder, not really creative, but can put in the body. If you see,
and he gets goals for West Ham.
He gets goals, yes. There's Guido Rodriguez is just a defensive midfielder, and there's Alvarez. There's no real creativity. Paul Ward-Prowse, yes, he's still there, can keep the free kicks and corner kicks, set piece duties. But the real creativity just really relies on Paqueta and Boone. That's a good question. Maybe Jared Bowen. So they really need to get maybe one very creative midfielder or a creative winger, somebody that could just put the ball in.
Okay. Moving on. Cworth Energy established an FPL competition, and it started with a very fierce competition. We have really good football-minded managers who joined the league, and we have a great turnout and points this first weekend. For the first weekend, surprisingly, no cheap use, and then we have a player who scored 81 points. That's very good for the start of the season, day one, and with players moving here and there, clubs losing players and all that. But we have a very good manager who scored 81 points. Muti, we have you back, Everlux FC. We're just congratulating you for your FC team. So take us through. What was your inspiration in selecting this lineup?
Thank you, Cworth Energy. It feels absolutely fantastic to come out on top, even for just a week. It is a brilliant feeling for me. For the captaincy, I gave my armband to Erling Haaland for the away fixture. Meanwhile, he delivered me by scoring 2 goals, and it's a very nice one for me. I think Erling Haaland gave me 26 points. So what an incredible performance from him. So I'm so excited for that one. And my midfield, I think when we talk about my transfer decision, my midfield is a struggling one. But me, adding Mohamed Kudus to the midfield, I think is a good one for me. Mohamed Kudus was able to give me a good 10 points. I think that's a massive boost to my team. Yes, I think it is a brilliant initiative for a company like Cworth Energy engaging with the community like this and celebrating the passion we all have for the FPL. So, huge thanks for putting it on. Thank you so much, Cworth Energy.
So we were just talking about the FPL season and the possibilities that can come true for managers who are new to the game and also the experienced ones. Um, the percentage of selection for Victor Gyökeres and Hugo Ekitike. What's your take? Victor Gyökeres is on the high. Also, Ekitike is also coming up. Matthias Cunha, and then Brian Mbeumo, Mohamed Salah, of course, is also a good player. But going into this weekend, what do you think about these players? Do you think they are going to really generate good points for FPL managers?
Well, in the FPL league, it's always been about luck because you don't know what might happen over the weekend. The player that you expect to perform the most might go and get a 20-minute red card. It happens. And you can't you can't these are things you can't control. But I just feel I pick based on my analysis of the player, like okay, this person has been performing, let's hope he performs this time. Or maybe if you look at the lineup, you see okay, this player has been consistent. So most times when picking for my FPL, I look at consistency. Players that are always starting, players that hardly go on injuries. I don't even look for goals now. I just want players that will be there. Yet, even when it's a rough match, even when it's going to be a tough match, players that at least they will do something and they will avoid fouls. That's what I look out for. Players that don't usually get red card, yellow card, anything that will make my points to drop. I just try to avoid them. Like over the weekend now, I had one of my players injured.
I hope you were not among the managers who selected Konsa from Aston Villa.
Yeah, I've changed him, Shabo. Things like this, it happens. That's just the thing, it happens, and you can't really do much about it. You can't do much. Yeah. So it's a game of luck. So you just roll the dice. I hope he rolls to your favor.
We have really tough games as well for the EPL. We have West Ham versus Chelsea. We have Manchester City versus Spurs. We have Bournemouth versus Wolverhampton. We have Brentford versus Aston Villa. Burnley versus Sunderland. Arsenal versus Leeds United. Crystal Palace versus Nottingham Forest. Everton versus Brighton. Fulham versus Manchester United, and to end the game with two, we have Newcastle versus Liverpool. So quickly, what are your thoughts? Newcastle versus Liverpool.
If I was to bet, I'll bet on Liverpool against Newcastle because yeah, but what I'll play is either Liverpool win or draw because I feel in a match like that, that's when and Liverpool's new striker, let's not the etiquette, that guy is on fire. Like that is the kind of player that is on fire. And I feel it's moment like that he will step up. I have that belief that he will step up in moments like that. So I believe for my prediction, 2-1, 3-1.
2-1
Yes.
or 3-1. Okay, great. Fulham, Manchester United. Mr. Son, what do you think?
We still go out to go to the Newcastle Liverpool. I think it's definitely a Liverpool win because Newcastle, you look at their form in the season, they were always conceding goals against in the match they played over the weekend, not so good. So I think Liverpool will definitely take that one. For Fulham Man U, the last match for Fulham against Brighton, they really played well. You know, Fulham, like I told you, they've got a great squad. They've got a great squad always. The goals, you can see from the goals that they scored, it's something that we've done season out after season. We got they never really want to lose against mid-table teams like them. You know, the goal from Brighton was a penalty, and for a team to get the goal in the last minute of regulation time shows you that they have this never let us say die kind of a team. You see, for the Man U squad, I'm still going to give this one to Man U because in fact the last 5 games against Fulham has not been so enticing for Man U. By the scoreline, it's always been a 1-1 kind of scenario. Get the one that Fulham won was a 2-1 win. So I think Man U want to accept that superiority they've had enough Fulham over the years, once again, and this is a perfect time. Judging from the game against Arsenal last weekend. 2021 shots on we see it's been a long time. The one of the statistics were it's since 2011 was the last time Man U played the game with 20 shots on targets. The total shots for 20. I think so it's the point that for them to do this against Arsenal, they will definitely go all out against a lot of teams. And just like you said some time ago, the title is going to be for those teams that can beat the mid-table teams and the teams that low in the league. So this season, if Man U should falter against one, it's just going to lose the opportunity because the jury is going to be out on Man U once again. You see, so that's my take on it.
So scoreline,
I'm seeing a maybe 3-1 kind of thing. Yeah.
okay. I will go with Arsenal Leeds. Leeds new team back in the league. They did well against Everton. I must say they played a very good football. But up against Arsenal at home at the Emirates, and Arsenal looking to start good, take all points they can get, and then the Arsenal bench this season is something to really look out for. Where we have the likes of Merino, we have the likes of Waneri, we have the likes of Nomadweke. It's a very, very good bench that, players coming off the bench, they can make a difference. Well, I'll be disappointed in Arsenal, sincerely, if we don't go 3 goals up to win that game. I will be very, very disappointed because I believe they have to stand their authority right now and prove that yes, we are out there to win the league. So I'll be going for 3-0 Arsenal.
Arsenal got to be concerned about the fact they were not able to really get a goal in actual play against Man U. Because if you show all the teams in Premiership right now, I think Arsenal has the most complete squad. A team that had the lineup they put up against Man U and look at the bench, they've still got Trossard, they've got Merino, they've got Kai Havertz, they've got Madueke, they've got Julian Timber, Christian Mosquera is there, Wanley, and Skelly. That's one of the most complete squad. Man City maybe not have that depth anymore with some players they have.
Well,
Man U is still the other team that has this kind of a squad depth. You know, Liverpool does not have squad depth. Darwin Núñez has left. Luis Diaz has left. Ben Dwack has moved to Bournemouth. You cannot never rely on Joe Gomez. That's why the new defender has come in. Trent Arnold has moved to Real Madrid. So there's a whole lot to be done. As a matter of fact, if there was going to be a team that we need to really look out for this season, is Arsenal, because it's very complete sport. Yeah.
All right, Mr. Ogo, it's nice having you on the show. Let's see what the weekend holds for us. Evolux FC was the manager of the week on the Cworth FPL show league. So he has his cash prize to claim. So Evolux FC, thank you for being the manager of the week. We hope that next week someone knocks you off. All right. Thank you, guys. It's nice having you. See you again next week on Cworth Football Show. Stay tuned.
It's the Cworth Football Show, bringing you the best of football. Next week, we should be looking at other leagues, Spanish League, German League, and most importantly, our local content, the Nigerian Premiership, the Nigerian Premier Football League. Yes, yeah. We've had exceptional teams. Remo Stars, they are on the horizon. They've been rising and rising over the season. They've got wonderful players like Ismail Shodi, Akin Sarobni, and some other guys that have come into the squad. Eimba has been perennial campaigners. They are always there in the forefront. Rivers United has gone through a lot of rebranding in recent years with ESOMIK, what he has done with the problem his administration and what they are still doing today. You have Canopilas, always been a force to reckon with. Rangers International, yes, they would always put in a good fight. Abia Warriors has been exciting, yes. And there's this other new team, Kun Califat from the state. Yeah. So the Nigerian League is shaping up to be more exciting. But what I think a lot of things they need to really call the private sector. How can what are South African members maybe a league so valuable and profitable? We see, and even in North Africa, there's a lot of these that are going on. Teams like Burnley United, and look at the southwest of Nigeria, they have amazing teams. This has to be copied across every other region. And I think even with Eimba, Kanu our legend, he knows a thing or two that can really take Eimba to the next level. They had Daniel Dada, who was exciting and has moved to FPMO in the Norwegian League. So, in fact, it's concentrated effort like this. A lot of for foreign-based players coming back to play in the league. Ahmed Musa is there, Brown is there. I was seeing some news about Eugene Gali coming back to the league. So there's still a lot of opportunities that are bound in the Nigerian professional league. And this is the league that has produced all these stars we've had over time. So why is it that we've not really gotten it right? There needs to still be a lot of sponsorship deals that should come. Yes, the people who run the football industry, the football administration need to put in more effort. The Nigerian league is very, very valuable. Well, I looked at the recent rankings in Africa. Many of them, just Rivers United and Eimba in the CAF rankings of top clubs in Africa. It's a whole lot of concern. So you have teams from Tanzania, from Ghana, and some other countries who are out there. What are we doing? And we have the best players. So in fact, we need to really touch light on the Nigerian Premier League, and hopefully in the short while. With what Eimba is doing, I see Kanu bringing back into the top tier of the league. A lot of Nigerian professionals on them. It's not the government, it's the Nigerian professional. They need to come and buy up these clubs. You understand? They need to buy up the local clubs because all of them are buoyant enough to run this club on the personal finance. Maybe the profit don't come immediately, but we concentrate ourselves. You see, it's just like a bucket of water that is empty. Then gradually one person pours the cup. Then imagine the number of teams there, and all of them they have for previous ex-players who come in to buy them, and eventually it's the network they have who can do the outside world to Nigeria. I remember there was a team then. Was this thing that had but Ifan Uba FC
He was able to bring Brazilian players to the Premier League.
Yeah,
you know. So it's something that a lot of these things can do. A lot of these players want to come to Nigeria, but what is your perception about the league? Is the thing. So the marketing, the branding aspect, how it's been seen abroad matters a lot. That is why I'm so proud of Remo Stars. In fact, they go for the recently they won Beyond Limits, the affiliate team Beyond Limits went for the Gotia Cup in Sweden, and they won. They trashed the teams out there. Wonderful performance. So in fact, if a lot of the other teams can have this kind of structure, look at the stadium in Okino. Wonderful piece. So if the value jets presence can do this, so what about the other private sectors stepping up? After Invest is doing a good job between just every other team, every other private are stepping up. And one day I hope the Cworth Energy as a company can really go in depth into football sponsorship in Nigeria. Wonderful company, and together we really hope to see Nigeria football at the forefront of the global football world.
Great. Thank you very much, guys. We'll see you next week.